Okay, continuing that. Excuse me, getting cut off there. So it's up to you to do the healing. That's what that Chiron in Aries is all about. So, what you want to look at in your chart is the house. House is actually that 9 degrees Taurus and 9 degrees Scorpio fall into, and that will tell you the areas of your life that will be most affected by this full moon. And then any planets that you have at 8, 9, or 10 degrees are likely making aspects to the full moon and will also color how you will experience it personally. All right, one other thing I want to mention is come next Sunday, Mercury is going to be going direct next week on Wednesday. So come Sunday, Mercury is starting to slow down, starting to station again. And it will lock up into a square in Saturn. And that's very interesting because that square in Saturn, basically, Mercury to Saturn is going to go for like really tight for like a week because Mercury will be, slowing down, stopping, and going right back. So pretty much for a week, starting on Sunday, or even a little before Sunday, there'll be this really strong Mercury-Saturn square. And it's all about like serious decision making, which is kind of interesting with the election coming up in the US. But it's also like feeling like really restricted, like feeling like kind of almost like depressed psychologically, like there's almost too many responsibilities and things that have to be taken care of. It's hard sometimes to find like what would be like real joy in life under it. It's almost like more like having to be really disciplined, especially intellectually. It's good for doing like work, especially work with the mind, like detailed work, but it misses the big picture a lot and it gets really narrow-minded, and that can lead to like an isolation inside and depression, things like that. So it's best to use for like doing some really detailed work with the mind or hands and using like focus and concentration like that. But it can definitely get us into like a serious practical disciplined or even depressed kind of mind set. And that, like I said, is interesting that it's happening during the election and stuff, because there will be some serious decisions being made next week by the populace of the United States. All right, this is Matt Lawton. This is the Astrological Winds channel. I am available for all kinds of readings. My email is matthue@gmail.com. Beginner's astrology class should be ready in about a week or so. I'm just probably going to wait until Mercury's direct to start that. It's going to be astrologically wise thing to do. All right, next week we will hit not only the weekly but the monthly for November. And remember, this channel is a free service. I urge you to become a follower, turn on the notifications. I do try to social media bomb, sometimes miss people. If you become a follower and I'm social media bombing you, let me know so I will stop. And if you don't want to be social media bombed, let me know that too. And the best thing you can do for me is to pass it on to anybody who you think you'd be interested in hearing the astrological weather forecast from Astrological Winds. That is me. All right, until next week, enjoy, have a happy Halloween. Like I said, this is the time of the year where the veil between the two worlds is very thin. So there's, look for synchronicities, not only in astrology, but in nature, in your spiritual world, in the material world, to help use as a compass to guide you to make the best decisions. And remember, Mercury's still retrograde, so we don't want to make any big decisions this week, but we do see now things are out in the open, so we got to ponder what we're going to do with them. All right, sorry this ended up in two different parts. That's the way it is when Mercury's retrograde. All right, Matt Lawton. Until next time, signing off.